Uh, Today is I'm starting a new video series called Cubing History. Now, in this video series, I will be talking about, each episode will be about some specific cubing related topic. As you can see right here, there's a bunch of Pyraminxes right over here. Today's episode will be based on the history of the Pyraminx. And, please let me know what you think about this video series and what I should do later on in future episodes. I already have a few other planned, but those others will be coming out later on, next few weeks, and so and such. But today's episode is going to be on the Pyraminx, like I said. So, the history of the Pyraminx, is the Pyraminx was invented by Uri Method, which is of someone that you probably have heard of before, or even heard of Method before, because Method is one of those current companies that produces a lot of these weird puzzles like the Volcano Cube, the Gear Cube, the Rex Cube, and a lot of these other interesting puzzles. But let me move a lot of these away and go over the original one. The original one, as you can see right here, is the original Tomy one. There's an interview video up on YouTube that you can go watch and fully understand the reasoning why Uwe got this puzzle in production and how it all started. But to shorten it up, it all started off in the 70s, early 70s, around the time when a lot of these weird people were dealing with pyramid power. Like, thinking that the pyramids are giving them some sort of powers and all this stuff. And so, Uwe decided to do a test with the 5 platonic solids of cube, tetrahedron, icosahedron, octahedron, dodecahedron, and see about, I forget really what he was trying to prove, but ultimately the pyramid tetrahedron won. And really, it wasn't, he didn't really do much with this design much until 1980, about 10 years later, when this puzzle, the Ono Rubik's 3x3 came out on the market. Someone told him, you know what, this looks like something that would work really well along with the cube. And so he decided, you know what, yeah, that's fine. But someone booked him a flight to Hong Kong to present his design to one of the top toy makers of the world at the time. And that top toy maker owned the Tomy company, which ended up getting it produced in July of that year, 1980. And then by Christmas, 5 months later, the Pyraminx sold over 65 million units. And that is really impressive. I'm not sure exactly how much, but whatever he said in the interview video, you can go watch. But at the time, the Pyraminx was amazing. Not really super amazing, but it's kind of amazing, and the stickers on it are sort of the lined textured stickers, if you can really see. And that's what or on a lot of these newer Mephos puzzles, like for say this gear shift that I have right here. Yeah, and these are called the German final stickers. That's what Mephos calls them. And the Pyraminx itself uses a pretty basic mechanism. Basic mechanism like this. In the edges, or like this. That was the design mechanism used for a lot of these Pyraminxes up until like 2011. But around the 80s, there were other Pyraminxes, like the Russian Pyraminx, that was a bit smaller than the original one. And then there was also the keychain Pyraminx, like this one that I'm holding right here, which is much smaller than the Russian and much smaller than the original size. Yeah. But over the years, there's been the Pyraminx has been using this sort of edge design and this sort of design, how the pieces work together. But they've been slightly altered some, like for say this other Mephos Pyraminx that came later on after this Tommy one, that uses a more slightly less rounded point tips. And then this Russian Pyraminx that's smaller, and then this keychain Pyraminx that's much smaller, but they all use the same sort of edge hooking design. They hook in and connect into place, and put it all together. But it wasn't until Mephos introduced the newer current Pyraminx design in 2011, which you can buy in stores right now. Depending on what store you have that might sell it. But this one that I'm holding right here is one of the official newer Mephos design Pyraminx. But this one I bought, well, didn't really buy it, but I got it from a package design that is by Recent Toys USA, which uses this box design that I'm showing you right here in this picture. And that's the common box design for this current one. So, this one right here is using the newer design, which I can't really pop an edge out without unscrewing the screw. So, I'm unscrewing the screw right now to show you what the edges look like. So, the edges look like this. Now, this one has been modded, Florian modded, so it's not as original as what you would normally get from it. But you get the idea. The edges changed dramatically. Not only dramatically, but changed quite a lot. As you can see. Right here, there's a big difference. Yeah. And then, a few months later, Shangshao came out with the Pyraminx, which is this one right here. This is my unmodded version, which it's really good. I can tell you it's really good, but there's sort of problem where it locks up like this. Yeah. And so, what we decided to do, the cubing community, is since the previous puzzles, like the 4x4 and 5x5, we've been deciding to floor mod it to prevent those type of lockup. And so, we've all been doing these floor mods, like what's shown here. But the mechanism of this Pyraminx is a little bit different from the method speed Pyraminx. As you can see right here, a little bit different, but not by much. But then a few years later, in 2013 or 2014, I don't remember exactly when, came this Moyu Pyraminx, which is renowned one of the better Pyraminxes for a while. This has a silky smooth feeling, like almost as a way long smooth feeling. The pieces changed up a little bit more, but then now with this one it introduces that pre-made hole on the inside versus like an unmodded shank shell, which doesn't have that big of a hole at the front of the face. And then, yeah, but for a while, Diane had some CAD pictures up of the Diane Pyraminx up for like almost a year now. And finally, we've gotten this Pyraminx, the Diane Pyraminx, in production, which the Diane Pyraminx just came out. And it's a big step up from the original design. Because this Diane Pyraminx design, using a special design mechanism that allows for stickerless versions to be made. So that instead of before you had the Pyraminx that can only become in multiple different plastic variations with stickers on it. But now with the newer Diane Pyraminx design, you can have cube Pyraminxes that are equivalent to the stickerless 3x3. Yeah. And the mechanism where the edges hook into place is built tiny bit different from the Moyu, but not by much. So, yeah. And this is the history of the Pyraminxes. Now, I know I didn't cover a lot, but I covered like the evolution of the Pyraminx mechanism designs and stuff like that. But before the method speed Pyraminx, this one that I'm holding right here, a bunch of the Pyraminxes that came before it used the basic original design. And there's been countless many Pyraminx mods and stuff that's made throughout the years, and other Pyraminx variations, sticker variations, and all that. But right here, this Tetraminx is among one of the easiest and most common Pyraminx mod. Now, this one that I'm holding this one right here is my own handmade one. Now, from what it looks like, it may look like a very super simple mod to do, but really it's not that super simple. It's not just as easy as removing the cap, corner tip cap. If you just do that, you would be left with this piece right here that holds the corner tip onto the cube. What you would need to do is remove that piece and replace the screw so that the screw is a bit shorter so that you can screw it down so that you are left with a flat base up on top and then sticker like what I did here with this one. Yeah. And there are other Pyraminx variations like the Master Pyraminx 4-layered one, 5-layered one, Professor Pyraminx, Royal Pyraminx 6x6, 6-layered Pyraminx, and then so on and so forth. And then some other Pyraminx variations as sticker mods and stuff like that. And there also has been this type of Pyraminx variation, which is this volcano cube, which is essentially a Pyraminx, but with extended faces that move independently, sort of like a cross cube, but in a Pyraminx shape. So it moves like Pyraminx with these additional face moves, as you can see right here. But overall, the Pyraminx is one of the simplest easy puzzles that is one of the simplest easy WCA puzzles out there. That is so simple and easy. There's like about 5 different cases, that algorithm cases that you need to learn after doing a basic, super simple solution. I'll go over a quick walkthrough of how the Pyraminx is being solved of the way I do it. And I can give the Pyraminx to someone who has never even solved a 3x3. And give it to them and let them figure it out. They could probably figure it out in a day or two. Cause when I first got my very first one back in 2010, it took me about maybe an hour or so to figure it out because I've already learned how to solve 3x3 back then. But so far, right here, how I'm gonna work on solving this is go ahead and build one face. Like build colors along this face right here. So as I see right here, I see this yellow center, this yellow one, and then this one. So I need to put them all in the same face. So now I'm working on the edges. Insert the edges, like so. Okay, that's interesting. Now I got a really lucky solve then, because I didn't really have to deal with the last 3 edges after building the face. Let me do another example solve. So, the second example solve, I'll be going over doing another face color. So, what I'm looking for is 3 of the same colors that are on one face of the center. So I'm doing this red one. Like so. Now I need to place in the edges, which is super simple and easy to understand. So, now I got 1 to 5 casing, which is this edge flip, these 2 flip edges case right here. And so I need to flip them around. And I do that super simple edge flip around. But when you're doing this, you can encounter the 2 edge flip case or this sort of case or this other one, you can also encounter cases like this one right here, where the edges are positioned in this sort of fashion right here. And then there's also in this other last one, which is this other variation of the edge positioning, like so. And so those are the 5 cases that I showed you, including the 2-edge flip, that you would need to figure out and understand how to solve those 2. So, basically, overall, this is the basic history of the Pyraminx. And I hope you enjoyed understanding how the Pyraminx was designed and how it works and the history behind it. And please suggest topic ideas for upcoming cubing history videos. But I know I'll be covering the history of the Methos company, the Rubik's company, Ono Rubik, 3x3, and a few other puzzles as well.